finale, but it looks like we got Jose joining us. Jose Benavidez Sr., how are you, my friend?
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing?
All
Over
good,
here,
man. Happy
living
to
the
have you
dream.
back on the show.
Thank you so much for the invite, bro.
All right. So how are things going, man? How is Team Benavidez as a whole? Because I know Jr. is also getting ready to get back in the ring, and then there's obviously a lot of talk with David and Andrade. So how's the team all as a whole?
Yeah, Junior just fought like about 2 weeks ago, in Washington D.C. He won his fight. He looked good. He looks like he's in shape, and he was boxing, so super excited about that. And he has a big fight coming up soon, so we're ready. We're ready, man, to keep going.
So is he going to be campaigning at what division? You're saying he's got a big fight. I know that he likes to move around for that big fight, so there's really no clear weight destination with your son.
Yeah, whatever the opportunity is at, we could do 154, we could do 160, not a problem. So right now, actually, he's right on weight. He could do both. I think he's too light right now to do 160, but I think 154 should be good. But if not, we'll definitely do 160, no problem.
Now, obviously, after his win, he's calling out for a title shot, and it sounds like it's realistic. Him versus Jamal Charlo. Do you think that's too big a jump? You just said maybe 160 would be too much. He's only had one fight at 160, but then you got Jamal Charlo, where you and the Charlo family already have history. Then you got Jamal that's been out of the ring over 800 days, Jose. Um, how would a fight play out with Junior versus Jamal?
To be honest, I have a lot of respect for these guys. These guys are world champions, really good fighters. But at the end of the day, we got to prove ourselves. And whatever the opportunities are at, we have to go take them. I think that will be a great fight because Junior hasn't been very active. Charlo hasn't been active. So why not, have a fight like that? Why not? I'm not saying next, but why not do the two brothers against the two brothers? That would be a great card. Uh, that would be good. If not, if we can't do that, we could definitely do Jose Benavidez Jr. with one of the Charlos. Doesn't matter who. The Jermel is having a fight with soon with Canelo, so I don't think that's gonna happen. So maybe make it with the big guy, with the big brother.
How realistic do you think that is? Do you think Charlo can be
Nah,
ready for
there's
this
no.
year, or you think
Nah,
that's next
I,
year?
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think Charlo will be ready for this year. He hasn't been ready. He has to put his act back together and go to work. And I don't see him fight this year, for to be honest with you. So whoever, if we could definitely fight what's his name, Lara, that would be another good fight there. Lara, I think would be another good fight with Ugas. I mean, there's so many fighters, man, at that weight. So whoever's at that weight, whoever wants to fight Junior, we're ready. We're ready to go.
So obviously, I know that you're working with Diego Pacheco's brother, Fed Pacheco. We just had Lorenzo Medina on the show, who's also a professional heavyweight. He and Fed met in the amateurs. And, I wanted to get Fed on the show. I know that he's going to be on the September 15th card, right?
Yeah, but actually, yeah, he's fighting in Tijuana. And yeah, he's getting ready for that. If everything goes well, he'll be fighting on the undercard of his brother in LA, homecoming in LA. So we're pretty excited about that.
How's the development coming along with him? Because you've had him from the beginning, and he's a young guy, but a very big guy. And the heavyweight division obviously is the casuals' favorite, right? They love it.
Yeah, for sure. I'm super happy with his performance. It seems like he's advancing little by little. And at the end of the day, he's the one that's motivated. He's the one that wants to become a world champion. So I'm just there, to check everything that he's doing and make sure that he is progressing. And I have a great team behind me. I have Poncho, I have Javi, I have Britos. and all these guys and Junior Lopez, we all work together. So we're trying to do our best in order for these guys to keep advancing and getting more tough fights. And that's what's happening. And everybody's super excited, super happy. And I can say the same for me. We're in a great position and we're super excited with all these fights that are coming our way.
So you got Fed in another 4 rounder. This will be his fifth. How many amateur fights total did he have?
I think he only had like two amateur fights, man. To be honest with you,
Really?
he had a little bit of fight. Yeah, he didn't really had. That's why I took my time to train him and get him some good sparring. And but yeah, I mean, he's been training his whole life. So I think professional boxing it fits more for him, anyways. But uh, but yeah, he's very dedicated. He's working super hard, and I think he's progressing. I'm super happy the way that he's progressing. Super young, super hungry. He left L.A. to come to Seattle, Washington, so that tells me a lot.
For sure, for sure. So how far do you see him going, and how fast do you want to keep that pace?
Well, to be honest, I was thinking about giving him a little break after the third fight and focus on him a little bit more, but he has so many opportunities, that are coming up, that he was fighting for PBC. I got him in a couple of cards in PBC, and now the zone Matchroom is very interested in him. So they got him a fight in Mexico. They got super excited. They put him on TV, and now they give him another fight, and now they want him to fight on Diego's card. So, I mean, like I said, I was thinking about give him a break and focus a little bit more. But I mean, these opportunities you don't get them every day, so we're going to take advantage of that.
For sure. He's only 19, so I can understand why you don't want to rush him. But I also understand why the zone is interested. He's 6'5" and he's Mexican and he's a heavyweight. We don't see that a lot. Obviously, Andy Ruiz has had his success, but outside of Andy and Gilberto, they don't come this big. Um, do you see him being a future heavyweight champion? Obviously, with the right fights and taking your time, but does he have that talent in him?
Yeah, you know what? I think there's no doubt he is going to become a world champion. And the reason I say that because he's super dedicated, man. His mind is just boxing. He's just super focused in boxing, man. And I believe what makes me believe that is that nobody really pay attention to him. It's like Junior and David. Nobody really pay attention at David at first, and he reminds me a lot of about that. So these guys, they got to prove themselves and they got to work a little bit harder in order for them to be known. And this is the case here with Federico Pacheco. The superstar is Diego Pacheco, and Federico, has just been on the side. So I think he's super excited. He's super focused, doing a lot of sacrifices. He's very disciplined. So that's what makes me think that he is going to be a world champion. Because if he keeps with the sacrifices and the hard work and the dedication and the discipline that he has, yeah, nothing can stop him.
Well, speaking of Diego Pacheco, you called him a superstar. Do you think that he is already on the cusp of superstardom, or will it take that fight that's been marinating ever since Berlanga signed to the zone?
Yeah, I think that we need that fight. I'm not underestimating the fighter that he's gonna fight next, but he should beat this guy. Not a problem. I hope that he does it in a fashion way. He looks spectacular, like he's been looking, in order to keep progressing. Uh, we want that fight. We want that fight. He told me he wants that fight with Berlanga. He wants that fight with what's her name? The other kid, Mungia. So he already wants those big fights. It's a matter of time. I don't think these guys want to fight him right now. They will not want to risk their undefeated records. Against Diego, a guy they have everything to lose, nothing to gain from. So we got to continue proving where we at. But I guarantee you, right now, we ask for those fights, and they don't want to give them those fights right now. Um, so we got to prove ourselves.
Do you think you need to put him in there with a durable former world champion, maybe like a Caleb Truax, not Caleb Plant? Just someone that can give him rounds. He's only been
Yeah, yeah,
8 rounds two
exactly.
times, 6 rounds one time.
Yeah, no, no, for sure. We need to put him. I don't know if you know, but Berlanga fought this guy, the one that we're gonna fight, and this guy dropped Berlanga. I think in the 10th round or 9th round, somewhere around there. He dropped him, and he gave him a hell of a fight. So we have to look impressive in order to see where we at. You know, we can't just go on decision. Berlanga beat him in a decision. We can't do that. We have to stop this guy. We have to look impressive in order to compare those two fighters, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna shock the world. We have to look impressive in order to let the people know that he's ready. And yeah, you're right. We have to fight those guys. We're willing to fight Berlanga tomorrow. We're willing to fight Munguia tomorrow. I mean, but they will not give him the opportunity to fight. So whoever's there, that is bringing danger to his undefeated record, those are the guys that we want to fight. But at this point, nobody wants to fight Diego Pacheco.
Is it that difficult? Do you think that people are already avoiding him on his side of the street?
I think so, because if you look at his last 4 or 5 fights, he's been looking spectacular. He's been looking impressive. It seems like he's learning and getting better and better every fight. So that's why they don't want to fight him. They feel that it's why would they fight Diego Pacheco when it's not mandatory, or like I said, they have nothing to win, a lot to lose, and I think that's the reason they don't want to fight him. But we're ready. He's ready. He's ready for those opportunities, and he's ready to show the people his skills.
Coach, any pressure on you to have Pacheco continue to look spectacular, as you said, and continue to get the knockouts? It's been 6 straight knockouts. Is that something that's in the back of your mind, keeping the streak going, or do you just, one fight at a time and a win is a win?
One fight at a time. I see that he's progressing. We have a good chemistry. I think we make a good team, and like I said, he's looking better and better. It's all up to him to continue being disciplined and doing what he's doing. And I think at the end of the day, I'm just here to make sure that he's on the right track and he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. And he pays a lot of attention. And man, everything that I tell him, we're working a lot on feints, a lot of feints, a lot of jabs, a lot of body shots. Those uppercuts are coming out beautiful. So we're working on basics, fundamentals, and he doesn't get tired of that, and he believes on what we're doing. I was just talking to him yesterday about the game plan that I have for this guy and how we should execute this fight and do, and we're on the same page. And he said, "Yeah, yeah, you're right. I've been looking at this guy, and this is what we're gonna do, and we're on the same page, man. So that's why I feel that he's gonna look impressive, and uh, we're in a good stage, man. Like I said, we're going fight by fight, and just doing the best that we can do to get them ready for a fight.
So I have to ask, what happened with Rayo? It seems like you guys are no longer together, and he's going to be going into that Colbert rematch without you, or are you guys going to be doing that fight together?
That's a little bit complicated right now. I have never ever been in that situation before. I adopted this kid. He came and lived with us. I fell in love with the kid. I love him still as a son. It's super hard to just forget somebody when you live so many years together and you build something from nothing to something. I wish him the best. I think he has all the tools to become a world champion and be a world champion. But he just has to stay focused, work hard, and be disciplined. That's the only thing that he has to do. Unfortunately, he said that he didn't feel that he was getting the attention he needed or the time or whatever. and he felt that he had to go back to his old roots and to his old gym and and work there. And and I told him, well, yeah, no, congratulations, man. I'll support that. If that's what you feel and then that's what you want to do. I mean, I'm happy for you. Whatever is your career, you do whatever's best for your career. I'm here to help you. I always been here to help you. I've been through a lot. But if you decide you want to go somewhere else, I'm still gonna be there. If you want me there, and if you don't want me there, I will respect that too, and there's no problem. So he left to that gym, and the next day, I was a little confused, a little hurt, and I called him and I asked him, hey, listen, well, I manage him. I told him, hey, if you want, I'll give you your contract, don't worry about it, I'll give you your contract back, and the new people can manage you, and or you can find another manager, do whatever you want. And he said, no, he wants me to continue managing him. Um, so that's a little bit different. I don't want to be in his way. I just manage him, and I got him the rematch right away the next day. I send them the contract. They send it to me. I send it to them, and so we're just waiting for a venue. We're waiting for a date, uh, and that's what I'm doing. I'm just dealing with the contracts and making sure that if he's gonna get the fight, if not, we'll probably get somebody else because one day Culver says he's going to fight him, and the next day he says he doesn't have to fight him. So at the end of the day, we can't make him fight him if he doesn't want to fight. That both of them need that fight. They both need that fight. So I think they have to do the rematch. But if not, it's the contract's already signed. It's ready to go. We just need look. We just need to look for the venue, and that's what it is. I still manage him, and I was thinking when he fights, should I go? Should I not go? Because I don't want to be in his way. I want him to stay focused and win that fight. So I'm in the process still. Trying to see what should I do, what should I not do.
I mean, I would definitely recommend asking him, is it okay to be there? Because you don't want to not show up and then he's like, oh, he's supposed to be my manager. He didn't even come to my fight. And also, I just
Yeah,
gotta
yeah,
ask, is it, I mean, I know you kind of said it is difficult, but how difficult, right? Because at the end of the day, as a manager, the fighter is your investment. You've invested money into him.
yeah.
Now you're not allowed to be the trainer to really see, is he 100%, which means you don't know if your investment is 100%. I mean, that's got to be pretty difficult.
Yeah, it's super difficult. That's why, like I said, um, I talked to him the next day when he left, and we talked about the contract and all that. I got him a rematch. From then to now, it's been about a month or so, more than that. I haven't even talked to him. He hasn't called me. I haven't called him because I don't want to bother him. There's no fight yet. There's no venue. So as until we have that, or if he has any questions, I think he's gonna call me, and then we can start little by little, start talking again and seeing. But right now the fight is made. We're just waiting for the venue. They were so busy with all these other fights with Terrence Crawford and what's her name, Earl Spence. Now they're super busy with Canelo and Charlo. So I think they're pretty soon they'll let me know when he's gonna fight. Until I have those dates and the fight, then that's when I ask him, how what makes him feel comfortable. At the end of the day, I'm not here for the money, man. I'm here to do something that I love to do, but I do not want to be in a corner that they don't want me to be. That's not the case here. I don't know. I'm gonna have to talk to him when the time comes and we have a date, and then I would definitely love to be there. Uh, I mean, and if I can't be there, I'll definitely be watching. I mean, uh, I'll definitely tune in. I care what happens to him, and I care for him as a son, and things happen in life. You got to adjust and you got to keep going. At the end of the day, it's his career. I wish him the best, and I will help him as much as I can. And he just has to make a call, and I'm there for him.
For sure, for sure. So moving on, obviously Dan Rayfield finally came out about I don't know, a couple weeks ago and released the numbers for your son's pay per view. 150,000 is what he's saying. It did give or take. That's pretty good financially when you do the math. You know that's over 12 million, not including the gate. Um, were you satisfied? Were you, I guess, did you were you happy with the overall event outcome and the numbers?
You know what? To be honest, I was super happy to be fighting Caleb Plant. That was a very satisfying win. I like Caleb Plant, man. He proved a lot of balls, and my respects to him. That was a big fight for me and for our career. You know, for David, and that's what I was more focused on, man. You know, I knew that we couldn't lose that fight. You know, and it was a great fight. Super happy. I didn't really care about the numbers for pay-per-views. I think you keep working. You don't focus on money. You know, you just keep looking like spectacular, and the money will come. You know, and the pay-per-views. You know, you just got to get to all these people, make exciting fights, and I think the pay-per-views will be there. I'm super satisfied, super happy with the outcome of everything. You know, with PBC, I want to thank PBC Al Heyman for all that hard work, and they treat David super good, and I couldn't ask for anything else. You know, they're doing a great job, and everything they're doing, and the opportunities they're giving us, it's super good, and I'm super thankful for that.
Now, I don't want to make you sound like a bad guy, right? But like secretly, in a small place inside of you, you got to be happy that Earl Spence didn't win because there's been so much talk of potential fights with Canelo and Earl. Now that's one less fighter that Canelo can fight, which means there's a big possibility David does end up being one of the last two fights on Canelo's three-fight deal. Do you look at it that way?
No, no. You know what? To be honest, man, I'm tired, man, of people asking me about Canelo, Canelo, Canelo. You know, to be honest with you, the man, you know, to me, he's a great boxer. It would be super hard for another fighter to do what he's done in his career. My respects to him. Uh, but I don't see that fight happening with David, you know. And I made an interview like about 4 days ago with another reporter. Um, and I told him, he said, "Oh no, that fight is going to be made and it's going to happen." And I told him, "Listen," he says, "if that fight happens, you're going to have to take me out to dinner to a nice restaurant." I said, "Man, we don't need to do that. I'll take you to a restaurant if we make it or not. It doesn't matter. But I'll guarantee you something. If that fight happens, all the money, my purse that I make, I will donate it to a good
Mm.
cause, you know, a foundation for kids or something. All my money, I would donate it, you know. Um, but that fight is not going to happen, bro. You know, to be honest with you, uh, Canelo says that he thinks that a lot of people are saying that his career is going, it's inclining. And he says that no, that this and that. I mean, the man has done so much, you know, and he had put a lot of hard work in the gym. And that's when people get worn, you know, and a lot of hard work and training camps and all that. Um, I think that David is too young for him. David's too strong for him, and he knows that. So he doesn't want to lose to David, and that's why he doesn't want to give him the opportunity. So I don't think that fight is going to happen, and he's right about that. And that fight is not going to happen. So we got to continue fighting all these other guys. We got to wait to see, and I'm wishing and I'm hoping that Charlo will win, and that's a better fight that might happen. I think that fight's more realistically could be done. Charlo and David Benavidez if he wins than Canelo and David.
Well, at least Charlo did say that. He said if he wins, he looks forward to fights with Benavidez and I think it said Andrade, which brings me to, you. Obviously, there's been a lot of news. A few months ago, there was a lot of talk of potential Morel Benavidez. The Morel Benavidez talk has died down, and now it's all about Boo Boo Andrade. He seems to be in training. Is your son equally in training for that potential fight? Because Boo Boo's cut his dreads, and every day he's posting a new workout video.
Yeah, the reason that we're in the negotiations with Bubu Andrade and David. Fuck, after his last fight, he took like about a week, and then he came back to work, and he's been working. I didn't want to put anything because, I didn't want to scare him away, But David's been fucking training, and that's at least if you see, I haven't posted anything, I haven't done anything because man, it's getting to the point that nobody wants to fight him. And a lot of people say that we're scared of people. We're not scared of nobody, man. We'll fight anybody. A lot of people said that we didn't want to fight Morrell. Come on, man. We asked for Morrell so many times, and even his trainer said that he wasn't ready. And now he says that we're scared of him. Come on, bro. Uh, we wanted to fight him. Uh, we're pretty close to closing a deal with Bubu Andrade. I think he's a great fighter, a very slick fighter, a very tricky fighter, and it's going to be a hard fight. But I'm pretty sure, I'm very confident that David is going to stop him, and he has to stop him in order to uh, go to the bigger and better fights, man. But he is a very dangerous fighter. We're not underestimating Bubu Andrade. He's a good fighter, a very dangerous fighter. So we're treating him like a world champion, and 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 train super hard for this fight.
Now that has to get Canelo's attention, right? Canelo knows exactly who Andrade is. He called him a horrible fighter. He said he never fought anyone. So if he now gets in the ring with Benavidez, Benavidez beats him. I mean,
That's even worse.
surely is he's got to get Canelo's attention with the win.
You know, he's gonna say that I talk a lot of shit. That's the only thing that he says. His father talks a lot of shit. That's why I don't want to fight him. That's not how you make fights. But then I see a fucking he's training and he's saying, "Yeah, motherfucker." He's saying "motherfucker" to Charlo. We're like, "What the fuck?"
So have you tried? I guess the new thing is, Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence, they called each other. Have you tried calling Eddie Reynoso and having a one-on-one between coaches and managers?
It's funny, man, because when David became a world champion at 168, there were talks that they wanted to fight David for the world title at 168. They thought, hey, this kid is 20 years old. He's super young, not a lot of experience. Let's fight for that belt. And they did contact us, and then we did talk for about 2 3 days that he wanted to fight him. And then after 2 3 days, they said, nah, never mind, we don't want to fight him. So that was the first time we talked. And then when he was a champion again, we gave him the opportunity to fight, and he said no. And then when he got stripped, that's when they jumped in and said they wanted to fight at 168. But no, we've been talking to him, and the closest that I got, it was the first time when he was 20 years old. But that's about it.
Well, I got a couple questions here from the people. I got Huang in Houston. You did an awesome job raising two talented fighters. When are you going to do a documentary on your life? Over the years, us fans have enjoyed anecdotes and glimpses into your rise, and it's very inspiring. Any documentaries coming, Coach?
Yeah, no, not right now, man. I'm focusing on just training and do what I love to do. Doing all that, it takes a lot of time, to record, and I barely have time right now to, like I said, I have Diego Pacheco, Daniel Blancas, David Benavidez, Jose Benavidez Jr., Federico Pacheco, and then I have like about other 10 guys that are on the way up. I have no time, man. Hopefully in the near future, we've been through so much, a lot of sacrifices, a lot of tears, a lot of blood, and a lot of screaming, and there's been times that I don't talk to these guys for a week or two, because it's so painful and it's so hard to train your own kids, man. That I think it's going to be interesting, and yeah, hopefully when everything stops, kind of a little bit, I think that's when we're gonna go with that story, man. It's not going to be a good story, man. It's going to be a sad story, man. And we've gone through so much with drugs, shooting, and all that shit, man. So that's a little preview right there.
For sure. We got Sincere 1996. I greatly appreciate you coming on the Boxing Voice and your willingness to address fans' questions. I want your perspective on the recent concerns surrounding drug testing problem in boxing, particularly the instance of fighters testing positive for banned substances in recent weeks. How often is Junior being tested by the commission? And David,
Man,
thanks.
man, it becomes now to a point that fuck, you just so just hate it, because they get tested so much. But at the end of the day, I'm so thankful and happy, because I could go to sleep okay, because at the end of the day, sometimes with all this fame and all this money and all these friends, sometimes, you could get pulled by all these parties and drugs and substances, that are not good for your body. And I feel really good, man. I'm thankful that they have these programs and they're checking guys, because at the end of the day, it's good. I think it's really good. I give a two thumbs up, for all these things that are happening. But yeah, man, they get tested like 2, 3 times a month sometimes, Uh, it's a lot, but I think it's a good thing.
I got Terrence Johnson. Much respect to you and everything you have done for the sport. Why is Canelo not being forced to fight your son when he has been the mandatory challenger for so long?
Well, when you're the king of boxing and you make all this much money, I mean, nobody can really tell you what to do. You do whatever you want to do, I believe. Hopefully, we get to that level, and hopefully, we don't do the same. If you guys see me do the same, slap me in my face or
Hmm.
do something.
I got Mosby 700. If Canelo fight does not happen soon, would you guys consider moving up to 175 to face Dimitri Bivol or Archer Beterbiev? Shout out from Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah, I'm not doing based off of Canelo. We don't do none of that. We were thinking, if we don't get the Boo Boo, if we don't get the Morels, if we don't get the guys, I don't know who else is there at 168. There's no, and this guy's gonna hostage these belts for whatever time there is, and the commissions are not doing anything. The sanctions, are not making them five mandatories and all that. Well, definitely, yeah, would love to move to 175. We would love to fight Bivol, Betavir. I think those are the two guys that are dangerous and champions. We would love to make those fights happen. If these fights don't happen here, we could definitely fight 168, 175, not a problem.
Hmm. I got Trav in Texas. There were reports earlier this year that had you saying Canelo is drinking now. If this is true, how did you learn this information and how bad is his drinking problem?
No, no, that shit. Everybody drinks. I drink. Everybody drinks. What I said was that maybe they I don't know what happened, but what I said was that you know Canelo has worked so hard. He's been a professional fighter since he was 15, 16 years old. He's been in a lot of camps. I never seen the man drinking or partying or going on vacations. Now we see that a little bit more. He looks happy. He's enjoying his life and I mean good for him, But what I said is that the body's not the same, you know. And he does have a lot of businesses too, and he's playing golf a lot. And I think that's to any advantage of any fighter that wants to fight him. I don't think he's focused 100% in boxing. He's has other things that he's has to take care of, and it's so much. The man makes so much money. He has other businesses that sometimes when you have a lot of money, you got to take care of all your other businesses because then you're going to lose money, and sometimes you don't go to sleep. So that's what I said.
Coach, I'm going to screen share this here for you. Did you know that Canelo had that many rounds boxed? 472 rounds boxed. Did you know that?
I did not know that, but I can imagine, like I said, he's been so disciplined and working so hard, man. And I mean, they've been doing a great job. And man, that's a lot of rounds for his body.
Exactly. Your son only has 130 in comparison. Canelo
Jesus,
has
he has almost
470.
3 times, 4 times more.
Mm-hmm. That's
So
crazy,
you can,
right?
yeah, you can see. I mean, the body, man, all that wear and tear, man. I mean, in Canelo's mind, he thinks he's super fast, he's good, he's all that. But when we see him fight, the body doesn't want to go anymore.
I got
And that's
Flock.
why
Sorry, go ahead.
I see that I think Jermel has a good chance to beat him.
I got Flacco 38 from California. Is Team Benavidez still cool with Rayo? And do you think David stops Andre? Well, you answered both. You said you're definitely he's still your son, and you do want your son to get the stoppage over Andre. If you want to add anything, if not, we could get to the next one.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, no, like I said, I love Rayo like my son. I'm here for whatever he needs. And yeah, we have to stop Andre. We have to, man. We have to go in there with a good game plan and give him a beating. I like Andre. He's a good guy. He's never talked shit about us. I'm not talking shit about him. It's just that we have to look impressive in order to get to the world title and be the best at 168.
GP 3000, I think you've answered this. If you don't think Canelo will fight David, are you guys considering 175, or you just want to take out other top 168-pound fighters?
We're ready. We're ready after this fight with Boo Boo. We're gonna have to go to 165, 175. We're gonna have to try to see if we can get a fight with B Ball. And like I said, Bet the Beer. Those are the two guys that we would love to fight. Uh, we have a fight almost closing up. Bubu Andrade, I think they're 100% ready to go on board, and we're just waiting for them to sign, and that's the fight we want. So we're just waiting on their team and to make it happen. We're almost there. We're almost there.
Wait, wait,
Uh,
wait. To be clear, you're saying you only need Andrade's team to sign. You
yeah, we
just
just need them to sign.
okay.
Yeah, because well, I mean, that's who we want to fight. So we're just waiting for them, to take that fight. I mean, that's who we want to fight. Like I said, I think he's a dangerous fighter. That's the guy. They have sent them the contract, and we're just waiting. We're just waiting. So maybe today or tomorrow. Uh, I mean, we're super close to closing. Everything looks great. Everything looks really good, and we're ready. We're ready to go. So.
How's that
I
work, Jose? Can you walk us through that? Are there deadlines on these contracts? How long can a fighter sit with this contract in his possession without responding?
I think we're just, I think what's holding us right now is just the venue, the date, and little things like that. So the last time that I heard was that they were looking for a venue and the date. So, and they
So it's
were,
not going to
I
be
didn't really,
Phoenix?
I have no idea. To be honest with you, I think it's gonna be Las Vegas.
Okay.
Uh, but like I said, those are the big details right now. Just trying to find the venue and the date. I'm pretty sure that Bibo maybe already signed. I mean, not Bibo. I mean, Bubu Andrade has already signed. So, like I said, I'm just waiting. So we're almost there. We're almost there. We're just waiting for for new updates. But I think we're like 98% there. So maybe he has signed already, and like I said, now that he signed, maybe they're just looking for the date or the venue. But I will not
What do
know
you
until.
prefer?
Uh,
December or November? Because these are TGB dates that they've requested. Hold on a second here. Shit. These are dates that they've requested. November 4th is a pay per view date for TGB, which is obviously a promoter that works with Al. November 11th, December 9th, December 30th. What's more comfortable for Team Benavidez?
Whatever. To be honest with you, we're ready. This is what we do. For me, a month or a week or 2 weeks, it does not matter. I just want to have a date, get ready for that fight, and we're flexible.
Yeah, but coach, think
We're
about it. If you fight November 4th, November 11th, David, nor you as a trainer got to worry about David sacrificing through the holidays. If you fight December
you
9th,
know
now
what?
he now
Nah,
he's got to
we
sacrifice
don't
through
really.
Thanksgiving.
Man, we sacrificing lives. So many birthdays, so many Christmases, so many. Now that he's getting paid more. not to be honest, that's not in our mind, man. We will have plenty of time to enjoy and celebrate. We're just focused on boxing, man. So if it's on Christmas or it's on his birthday, he fought so many times on his birthday and Christmas and holidays like that we know already, and we're willing to make those sacrifices and put the work in. So we just want to make those fights happen. So it doesn't really matter, man. To be honest with you, what the dates are.
These are the last two, and again, I believe you've answered this. Is up to you to if you want to add anything. If not, we do appreciate your time. We got Grandy Embry that says from Cincinnati, if David gets past Andrade, who would be the next opponent you guys are looking at next? We've kind of answered that.
We were trying so hard. I forgot to mention that we were trying so hard to make that Munguia fight. And we were negotiating, and they offer him 60-40 in a big payday also to make this fight with David, a pay-per-view fight. And we were negotiating. They came back and they said, no, we want 50-50 because Munguia can sell. And I told them, yeah, sure, no problem. Give them 50-50, not a problem. Let's make it happen. And then after that, they said that they decided to fight somebody else, and probably they would love to do it next year. And
Mm.
that's what happened with him. We were negotiating. He didn't want to take the fight. We gave him what he wanted, and he's a great fighter, a good fighter. That's the other fight we're going to look for. But I mean, two young guys, and but right now I don't see nobody at 168. To be honest, uh, I I I don't know. You guys tell us who's up there. Who should we fight up there? Uh, but the only other guy that I see that it's up there. But I think he needs a little bit, maybe like maybe two fights, maybe. It's Morel. But and he's a good fighter, great fighter. He's going to get more experience, and he's going to be a more dangerous fighter in about two fights. So I think that's the only one. Him and Boo Boo. Boo Boo's a great fighter. Nobody wanted to fight Boo Boo. So hopefully Charlo after Canelo, but that's about it.
Now, Coach. Obviously, Benavidez is the bigger name. He's been on pay per view. He's fought the bigger fighters. What did it take a lot of convincing for your son to say, yeah, let's do 50-50 with Monguia?
Like, no, man. We're so funny, man. I think we're the only ones, that are not afraid of nobody. We're not Instagram fighters or social media fighters. Man, we just want to make those fights because we think that, okay, if we beat this guy, you know, we proved a little bit more. We proved a little bit more, and that's what we got to do in order to get to the bigger guys, I think. And right away when they said 50-50, when it's funny because when we fought Caleb Plant, he said he wanted the blue corner rival gloves and 22 foot boxing ring, and he wanted to come as the champion. We said yes to all of it right away. So that's what they wanted to say over here with Munguia, and we told them yes to everything they asked for. And David said, "Yeah, sure, no problem. Give them whatever they want, anything that they want." So I think we're the only ones that are super easy to work with. When we were kind of negotiating a little bit with Canelo. Now that I remember, and they said, hey, so they offer him what, like a good amount of money to take that fight with David, and they told me, but you guys have to take the minimum in order to make that fight happen. I'm like, fuck yeah, we'll fight him for free, because at the end of the day, if we beat Canelo, man, that will be David's a superstar. And even though if we lose to Canelo, still, he's known by everybody around the world. So money doesn't really matter at this point.
Well, Coach, those are all the questions. Well, actually, there is one more, but again, I feel like you've answered that. And that is from James Valdez, San Antonio, Texas. As Rayo's trainer, if you could get one rematch lined up, would it be De Los Santos or would it be Colbert rematch, and why? Now, you're not the trainer anymore. You are the manager, and you've already said that you got him the Colbert rematch. So obviously, you thought the Colbert rematch was a more winnable fight for Rayo over the De Los Santos rematch.
Yeah, that's a good question. I like that question actually, man. To be honest, I still manage them, so I can still kind of make decisions and kind of advise them of what to do. But I think the uh, um Colbert, it's an easier fight. There's no doubt. When with good preparation, staying focused, a lot of discipline, Rayo can stop Colbert.
Mm.
I don't think I know Colbert now knows who he's going against who now. Um, so he's going to try to stay away from Rayo. But I think the other one, man, will be a great fight. Because that was the one. That that guy proven to be stronger than Rayo, and I mean, we would love a rematch with Los Santos. That's a fight that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, he looked good in his last fight with Adorno. But, Coach, those are all the questions. I want to thank you, obviously, for giving us some time. I've been trying to set something up with Federico. It would be great if we could get him on before his fight, give him some shine as well. Please give out your social media for anybody that isn't following you, and thank you again.
Yeah, no, for sure. They can follow me at Jose Benavidez Senior, and I'll try to get you that interview with him. And I think he will love. I don't know who have you reached to
No,
get an
I
interview with
spoke
him.
to him. We lost track on the dates, but he said yes for sure. We
Okay.
just got to get it
Yeah,
down.
no, no, he'll be happy to do that. So I'll see him tomorrow. I'll get you back in touch with him, and then you guys can figure out the times.
All right, Coach. Appreciate you, man. Thank you again.
Thank you, thank you,
All
thank
right. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Great interview with Jose Benavidez Jr. father. That's Junior's father.
YouTube family, don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Help us get to that 1,000,000 subscribers. We're on the road to 1,000,000. And obviously, we have other great content on our Patreon channel. So since this video is over, head on over to our Patreon and check out all the exclusive content or right here on our YouTube members.